Morris, a middle-aged man, woke up one sunny morning feeling extremely groggy and experiencing a severe hangover. His memory of the previous night was a complete blank, and he had no recollection of what he had done, where he had been, or who he had been with. All he knew was that he must have consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. Attempting to piece together the events, he slowly sat up in bed, noticing his crumpled bathrobe on the floor beside him. Trying to shake off the feeling of nausea and confusion, he reached for the robe, put it on, and felt something in one of the pockets, a bra. This discovery startled him, and in a panic he wondered, what the hell happened last night? Still grappling with the fragments of his wild night, he stumbled towards the bathroom, hoping that a splash of water on his face would help clear his mind. While walking, he felt another object in the opposite pocket of his robe. A pair of panties. This only added to his confusion and growing concern. Thoughts raced through his mind. What happened last night? What have I done? It must have been a wild party. Finally reaching the bathroom, his mind filled with thoughts and concerns about his actions from the night before. He opened the bathroom door, stepped in, and approached the mirror. As he looked at his reflection, he noticed something odd, a small string hanging out of his mouth. With a deep sense of anxiety and a silent prayer, he thought to himself, please, if there's a God, let this be a teabag. A lustful gorilla spots a lion bending over a small brook to take a sip. Seizing the opportunity, the gorilla quickly approaches, grabs onto the lion, and has a bit of fun with him. Afterward, the gorilla makes a speedy getaway, leaving behind an irate lion hot on his heels. As they sprint through the dense jungle, the gorilla manages to gain a slight lead and spots a British camp nearby. In a hurry, the gorilla dashes into the camp, grabs some clothes, cactus hung out to dry, and dresses up in pants, a shirt, and a hat. Seating himself on a chair near the campfire, he pretends to read a copy of the local newspaper, using it to hide his face. The lion eventually charges into the campsite with a loud roar, demanding if anyone saw a gorilla dash through. Fully disguised, the gorilla responds nonchalantly, "You mean the one that had a bit of fun with the lion without asking?" The lion, taken aback, exclaims in surprise, "Oh my gosh, it's in the paper already!" A large number of viewers watch my videos without a subscription. Therefore, subscribe to my channel so as not to miss new videos with funny jokes. During a job interview, the interviewer carefully scrutinized the application form, completed by the potential employee. He noticed something interesting and a bit unusual in the application that piqued his curiosity. Looking up from the form, he addressed the candidate who sat eagerly across from him. "I see under the application here that you've indicated ASAP as the date you're available to start working with us," he said, pointing to the specific part on the form. "That's quite clear and straightforward. However, I'm a bit puzzled by something else." The interviewer's gaze then shifted to another section of the form, specifically the area for salary expectations. "You've written down a map. I have to admit I'm not quite sure what that abbreviation means," he inquired. The job applicant replied with a grin, that stands for as much as possible." Two young sweethearts deeply in love throughout their high school years faced a challenging situation after graduation. Their dream was to attend the same university, but fate had other plans. The girl got admitted to a university on the East Coast, while the boy received acceptance from a university on the West Coast. Despite the physical distance, they made a heartfelt promise to stay faithful to each other and to seize every opportunity to be together. As time passed, the boy noticed a troubling change. Whenever he tried to call his girlfriend, she was never available, and his letters received delayed responses, taking weeks to receive a reply. Similarly, his emails were not promptly answered, often taking several days before getting a response. After a while, the girl revealed to him that she wanted to explore dating other people. This news was deeply upsetting for the boy, who responded by increasing his attempts to communicate with her, hoping to rekindle their romance. He intensified his efforts, frequently calling, writing letters, and sending emails. However, his actions only served to irritate the girl, especially since she was now in a relationship with a new boyfriend. Wanting to put an end to her ex-boyfriend's persistent attempts, she took a Polaroid picture of herself with her new boyfriend. Along with this photo, she sent a note to her ex-boyfriend that stated, "I found someone new. Please stop bothering me." Needless to say, the guy was heartbroken, but also totally pissed off. So he decided to take revenge. He wrote on the back of the photograph, "Dear Mom and Dad, college life is amazing. I'm enjoying every moment. Please send more money," and sent the picture to her parents. John and his girlfriend Mary decide to embark on a career of robbing banks. In their scheme, Mary enters the banks brandishing a gun and robs them while John waits outside to facilitate their getaway. Initially successful, they gain notoriety, but their luck runs out when they are eventually caught and brought to court. In court, the judge sentences both Mary and John to 10 years in jail, but due to a mistake, John ends up having to serve the full 10 years, while Mary serves only 2. Despite Mary's desire to rectify the error, John advises her to remain silent. After spending 2 years in jail, Mary is released and faithfully visits John every month. They also exchange letters and talk on the phone regularly until John's 10-year sentence concludes. Upon John's release, he and Mary are overjoyed to reunite. They decide to turn their backs on criminal activities, get married, relocate to a new place, and start a family. Over the years, they have children and grandchildren, growing old together and leading a contented life. On their 50th wedding anniversary, a celebration is held with family and friends. Amid the joyous atmosphere, someone inquires why Mary stayed with John during his challenging jail term. Mary responds with a smile, "Well, you know you found the one when you finish each other's sentences." During his honeymoon near his beloved fishing spot, a man spent the majority of his time fishing at a lake he cherished. His favorite guide, a longtime friend, accompanied him on these fishing escapades. Observing the man's dedication to fishing during his honeymoon, the guide commented on his enthusiasm. The guide, a bit puzzled, questioned whether the honeymoon wasn't about spending quality time with the new wife. The man, admitting his passion for fishing, sighed and explained that his wife had various health issues, including glaucoma, making fishing a preferable activity. As they continued fishing in silence, the guide, attempting to offer alternatives, suggested there were intimate ways to connect without the associated risks. The man acknowledged this, but pointed out his wife's struggles with diarrhea, making fishing a more enjoyable choice. The next day, as they fished again, the guide raised the topic once more, emphasizing alternative ways to be close without the mentioned issues. Frustrated, the man explained that his wife also had chlamydia, and fishing remained his favorite pastime. Later in the day, the guide, feeling exasperated, questioned why the man would marry someone with so many health problems. The man, with a slight smile, humorously responded, "Well, it's because she's also got worms, and as you know, I just love to fish."